Okay, Namaste. Today's topic is Ingest, Digest, Eject. Stories of and connections of how food travels. So you might be wondering what we'll be doing. This is a special session of our program, which we know it as SAIL, which is Science Art Integrated Learning. There are many abbreviations which we can create, but don't wasting time on that. Let's focus on this part of ingest, digest, eject. If you don't know this word, I request you to go look into the dictionary and find out the meaning. We will also cover that, but it would be really interesting to take a pause. There would be many questions in between. Write down the questions and the answers in your notebook. Okay. Also take a notes of whatever I am sharing. That might help you because towards the end there might be some quiz. Not in this video, the next video which is coming up. Okay, so let's begin our story and different connections which we have related with the food, with the ingest, digest, and eject. Okay, so let me ask you a very simple first question, and that is, what did you have? What did you had in the morning, in lunch, whatever time you are watching this, just before whatever the previous meal, what did you had? Have you thought before putting anything inside your body what you are putting in? So the word ingest or the ingestion means taking something into your body. It can be food, it can be anything, liquid drinks, or any other kind of a substance. And interestingly, it's not only through this mouth you are ingesting, that is swallowing, which you do. That's a process. Okay. You are absorbing. Now, what is this? How is that possible? Maybe air or a water is getting absorbed through your skins. And if you want to go into a subtle dimension from the gross, if you want to go to the subtle dimension, you are actually ingesting many thoughts, many emotions of yours and others and in your environment too. So before ingesting anything, right, I know some of you might be, okay, tell me, do you fear going to doctor who puts injections on your arms or on your bums, right? Can you find the similarity between these two words, ingestion and injection? One is with the G and another is with the J, and S gets into C, and that's the whole word changes. So from where does it come from? Find out. Okay, it would be really fun to know the different connections you have. And when you ingest anything into your system, into your body, with what intention? What is the purpose? Why do you do that? What happens if you don't do that? These are a few questions I wanted to pose in front of you. You can pause this video and observe it, write down your answers, whatever it is. There is nothing right and wrong. Every answers would get 10 out of 10 if you are behind the marks. And let's go to the next step. Also mention what did you had. Okay. So what happens once you ingest? What happens once you ingest? Let us do a simple activity to find out. Okay. What I want you to follow simple steps, and throughout the activity, keep on observing, be alert, be aware. What is happening? What kind of a sensation comes inside your body? What kind of a thought comes? What kind of feeling comes? What is happening? What processes are happening? What your body is doing naturally, automatically. Okay. So what will require is a big banana, a full ripe banana. Don't take unripe banana. Take a full ripe banana or a loaf of bread. Don't, not the slices. Okay. If there are slices, put 2-3 slices together. Okay. So full banana, loaf of bread, keep a water glass also near, and just put whole of the banana or whole of the bread as much as you can, and don't swallow it down. Okay, just keep on chewing, chewing. That's the first action you're going to do. Observe what is happening. So keep that whole contain your mouth like be like this. It's okay. Chew it like a monkey and observe what is happening to the substance which you have put. What is happening inside your mouth? What kind of a sensations? Is it becoming more drier, more harder, more pulpy? What is happening? Okay. You can don't try to record it at this point. Record it everything afterwards. Right now, first listen all the steps and then you can replay it and do it along with it. That way it would be easy for you to know what is happening. And then slowly gulp filling it. Okay. You can put your hands also to feel it where it is going. It's going here, it's going there, where it is going, where that sensation is coming. Are you able to feel it completely and where it stops? Okay, feel it. And then drink a little bit of water if required. And when you are drinking a water, that also drink it as slowly that you can feel it. If possible, have bread first and then banana and then a little bit of water and check. Or a slice of a bread and put a banana inside and check. Okay. And if you have a siblings, your parents also willing to do along with this, involve them also into this activity and take data, observations from them too. And then you write it down, all your observations, what happened. Don't forget to put date and a time of this activity when you did it. Okay. This is the first part of ingestion, so that you ingested. And then don't eat anything. Don't eat anything. Okay. Wait till you really feel hungry. Okay. So fill your stomach at that time, not completely, some portion, and then wait till you feel really hungry. And note down that time that I felt hunger. Let's say you did the ingestion, the eating part at 10 o'clock in the morning, and maybe at 12:30 you started feeling hungry. So write down 12:30 and what is the gap. So 12:30 minus 10 gives you 2.5 hours. And that's how you figure it out, how much time it takes for a food to digest and stomach to get empty. It's not complete. The work is not complete yet, but your stomach is now feeling empty. Okay. And then if possible, see questions to think about. That what happened to the whole amount? The bread was this thick or something. Your banana must be this big, right? This is a huge quantity. Does the whole quantity remain as it is the moment you put in? You might say it got broke down into a smaller pieces as you started chewing and continue doing smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Who does that? How does that happen? Why there is a need to break down? I don't want to answer straight away. I just want you to think about it a little bit. Okay. So when you come to our next session on 28th, when we talk about the digestion, you have something to look forward for. And if you already know, if you have already read, if you have already heard, wonderful, then not down. And come up with your, what are the myths associated with it? What are the facts associated with it? Or any issues you are facing or questions. Bring them up in this session. So what happens to the substance you ingested? Now, let's move ahead. I want to know now. I'm seriously asking this question. What all you know already about digestion and ejaculation? because these are the normal words you have heard. Aaj mera pet dard kar raha hai, or food has not been digested. That was a heavy food. Words and many more you might have heard. You might have yourself faced too much of hungry and you're not eaten for a good number of times and something happens, or your parents complaining about it. Acidity, why it happens. So whatever you know, you have heard, write it down, make a record of it, and we'll see those questions getting answered in our next sessions. Or you might already have the answers. So I'm looking for more questions. What would you like to know more? What is that you like to know? So do you have any questions? Put that. So first, previous one was what you already know. Now what you would like to know. Okay. Else there is no point to study all these things. So what you would like to know. And here are some pointers. You can have to create your own questions to think about what you would like to know. You can also check what you already don't know and you like to know. You can check about hunger, about the time, the quantity, why hunger, how it happens, the process, and the relationship between the food and the body. What are the organs associated with the process, how they work, why they work, what they do, and the movements. What is the story? The moment you put it in, it goes, and where it goes, what happens, how is it able to move on itself? So again, plenty of things to think about and questions. And final task. So I'm, instead of putting on the Google Classroom, I'm putting the questions and everything here. The submission, you're going to do it in a Google Classroom. Okay. So what are the forms and functions of the organs associated in this process? And does that form and functions remain same for the different animals which you have selected? You know whose topic it is, so I'm not mentioning the name. If this question found interesting for you also, you can search. Okay. So for example, stomach. So it is a form of a stomach in human, and what is the form of a stomach in tiger or in a frog or whatever other animals you have selected. And does it have a same functions, or they have some another organ associated somewhere else? Think about it, search about it, find out little bit information. So is there anything called person's capacity to digest food? And the separation of materials inside the stomach and intestine. How the separation takes place. Why that separation takes place. Okay. From what comes out. How does that break down? Okay. So whoever has a topic on the materials and the separation of materials, matter, you can look into these questions and search further. And this is the most interesting questions. In the whole process, where all does the sound get produced? Do we hear it? Why we don't hear it? And what kind of a sounds we hear it? Why does that happen? I think you got the clue what I'm talking about. Got it? Okay. So in the digestion and ejaculation process, there is a lot of role of microorganisms. I'm not going to find out what kind of microorganisms there. You might have heard about gut bacteria and the gut feeling. So what is that all about? You can come with your little bit of inputs in the next session on this. And do you know there is a magnetic sling scientists have prepared in China? Not sling. What is it? Slime. Sorry for a spelling mistake over there. There is a slime. It's a magnetic slime. So it means you can move it. It doesn't have its own intelligence. It doesn't have an autonomy. You need to move it. So it can move, and they are planning to use it as a robot. They're going to put it inside and they're going to move. So anything if they have swallowed by mistake, like young children, sometimes swallows buttons and small battery cells and something, and they need to be recovered, right? It's a difficult process. So can magnet be used for that purpose? You can do a little bit search and you will figure it out. Even there are people who have eaten a magnet and it affects the body. How does it affect? What happens to it? And why the it goes down only? These are some questions. You can do some research on it. And finally, whose topic it is. So how much time it takes to digest a particular kind of a nutrients? Okay. What kind of a nutrients comes from what and what does it become? And which organ helps us to digest that kind of a thing, or they are helpful to build up that particular organ. So these are few questions related with your topic. You know your topic well. Uh, so do a little bit of a research. By Friday, I am expecting 2 days time. You can take a little longer, but I am hoping that you will be able to do it in 2 days time. Not a big work you have. You are listening, and see you. Thank you so much for paying attention and listening to it. Thank you.